Outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Ooh. Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. As you see by the title, we'll be doing girl talk advice video for the ladies that's out there that are struggling, or even the gentlemen that are out there that's struggling. We have a couple of questions that we're going to answer, but first I want my guest to introduce herself.
Hey y'all, so I am Yakira's friend, and I'm gonna be here today as well to answer some of the questions and also ask some spicy questions too. So yeah, I'm excited and we're gonna get it going.
We also have some wine as well, so like we can cheers, or when we feel like that's tea, we take a sip. Okay.
All right, so now I'll just be talking about like some of the top 3 lessons that I've learned in being a woman. Like for the girls that are 21 and over, you know, life kind of changes, shifts after that 21 period. Life before that is a little different. Okay, so now I'll be talking about, you know, just some of the lessons that I've learned since then, after turning 21 and really, you know, coming into my womanhood and my adulthood at the same time. So number 1 for me would be giving yourself grace, because there's going to be times where, you know, things happen and you're not going to know everything, and it's going to be important for you not to beat yourself up because you're learning and you're still young. Especially if you are just 21, and you know, even younger than that, you're still young and you're still learning. So you have to give yourself grace. Next thing for me would be loving yourself. You know, you get to a point, you know, after 21, you hit a certain period of time where you're changing. You know, you're really becoming that woman, and things in life at the same time, life is lifing. Okay, because you got responsibilities. You got more responsibilities than you had when you was younger. You know, you may be living on your own. You may, if you have children, all types of things. You may be experiencing all of that at the same time. So learning to love yourself through that is really important, because if you don't have that, you don't have nothing. And like I said again, you're changing, so you have to embrace that change and know that you're not going to be the same person you were 5 years ago. You're different, okay? You're a different woman. So you have to embrace that. And that also ties into giving yourself grace as well. So first 2 was giving yourself grace, loving yourself. And lastly, in my top 3, I would say have goals for yourself. It's very important as a woman, especially in this world we live in. Women are becoming a lot more independent. You know, women are, you know, if you keeping up with the trends of how the world is going, women are becoming breadwinners in a lot of situations. And it is important for you to have goals for yourself, okay? Take your finances seriously, okay? If you are as young as you can, if you just turned 21, whatever, even younger than that if you can, and all everybody's situation is different. But take your finances seriously, okay? Open that high yield savings account. Invest, have savings, have enough money in your checking. If I know the entrepreneurial spirit isn't for everybody, but if you aspire to be a business owner, start that as soon as possible. You know, I always say, why not start it? You know, what's to lose type thing. You know, business is 50-50. You know, you can either succeed or you can either fail. And if ultimately it's up to you. So have goals for yourself, set goals. Where do I want to be by the time I'm 25? Where do I want to be by the time I'm 30? That could be, I know I hinted on finances, but that could be even with your personal life, relationship life. If you see yourself being with someone, What goals do you want to set for yourself? And set realistic goals, okay? Don't overpower yourself or overbear yourself with goals that aren't realistic or aren't things that you know that you possibly won't be able to achieve within a year. Set realistic goals. And so yeah, grace, loving yourself, and set goals for your life. That is always gonna be, because if you have goals and if you have things going for yourself, as a woman, nobody can ever tell you what you can't do and who you are as a person. So those would be my top 3 lessons that I've learned in womanhood, and something that I would personally pass along to another girl, for sure.
Or the younger generation that is coming up.
Definitely, yeah. That's why I say if you young, start when you're young too. It's no age on anything. Like it's no age. It's really, I mean, I know, like I said, I know everybody's life and situations are different. Everybody's upbringing is different. But hey, if you can start as early as you can, start as early as you can. Build those goals for yourself, because those younger years are gonna be time that you could never get back. And one day you'll look up and be like, dang, I wish when I was 20 or wish when I was 19 I would have did that and started this and started that. And I you know, and that's not to say even if you're not that age anymore, don't beat yourself up about it. Just start it now. I mean, it's never too late. It's never too late. So always remember that too.
Yeah, I literally just said, when I have kids, I'm starting a banking account as soon as they're born.
Yeah, definitely. This is a spicy one. Kind of spicy, but like it's real too. Advice to give to another girl that's going through a toxic relationship.
That was one of mine. So you want me to start?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I would say always listen to yourself. Always listen to your gut. Try not to overthink the situation, because what are you thinking is what is really happening or what is really going on. Oh, that's who's cutting the grass. Try to get out of the situation if you can. You know, I know it'd be hard for a lot of us young women out here in the world that are in toxic situations. We can't just get up and leave when we want to, especially if it's like kids and other things that are involved. Me personally, when I know I'm going through a toxic situation with someone, I at least try to start alleviate, as in like detaching myself from that person, because I know what are we going through is not going to get us no farther than where we are now. If you try to communicate with that person and let them know how you feeling and things are not getting any better, that's when you will have to start blocking people. That's when you will have to start removing people out of your life, or removing that person out of your life, just to help yourself. Because I know when a lot of people go through toxic situations, they be depressed, they be sad. A lot of people don't like to come to people for help because they don't like to hear what they have to say, or they feel like they may try to overdo it. And that, trust me, I get that, because that's me. I like to stay to myself, or like if I feel like I can handle the situation on my own, I would do that until I know, okay, we at the ending point, so I can share my story. I can share what I have went through. Now I do know, and that's not also me saying that I don't have people to lean on, because I always have people to lean on. I always have people that I know I can call that can help me get out of a situation, or tell me what I need to hear to get out of a situation. Once you block them, you need to block them on everything. Delete their number. Try to not be in contact with them as much as possible, because I know that can be hard. People can text from different numbers, the Text Now app, and etc. But try to like not communicate with them and work on yourself. Start getting back to you. Start feeling like yourself. You might, have to do some prayers. You might have to talk to God. I promise y'all, if y'all talk to God, like I sit and talk to God out loud almost every day. If you have to talk to him, he will talk to you back. Trust me, he will talk to you back. Go start doing things to get your mind off of the situation that are going on. Go out with friends, go out with family. Go take a self-care day. Go out with your friends if you need to. Call your friend on the phone. Whatever you need to do to just help yourself not fall back into the situation that you were in. And I think you'll be set from there. That's my thing of being in a toxic relationship, is blocking everything, detaching myself from that person, no longer having communication from that person, boss up for myself and do what I have to do to make myself feel like me again, if that makes sense.
Definitely. I agree with everything she said. From experience, you know, and I feel like every woman can relate to this. You've experienced some type of toxic situation in your life. We both have. I know we both have. And any other woman that's watching this, I'm sure you have too. And you have to, sometimes it's hard to dig yourself out of that well. You know, I was in it for 5+ years. You know, it wasn't easy. And sometimes you lie to yourself and you tell yourself, oh, this person can change. And I want to start out by this too. Toxicity can come in a lot of different forms. You know, it can come in a lot of different ways. People can be toxic in a lot of different ways. It can come in different versions. Okay? And you have to know how to identify it and know when somebody is trying to guilt trip you and manipulate you, use reverse psychology on you, and all of that. And you have to love yourself more than what you are going through. Okay? You have to realize that. Because if you don't, it becomes a cycle, it becomes a pattern. And in the beginning, what you knew wasn't normal, because you let it slide that first time, eventually it just becomes normal to you. So him saying certain things to you that you know is not nice, or he's not supposed to say, you know, him doing certain things, you know, that a man shouldn't do, or him not doing certain things that a man should do. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. You have to know when to identify, okay, this is a problem. And I always say this for any woman. When a woman is fed up, she fed up. When you get fed up, you're going to get fed up. Whether that be a year from now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Eventually, you're going to get fed up. And you're going to be to a point where you're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing that. So, identifying that and knowing when it's time to say, call it quits. Because you don't want to be down the line. And another thing, you don't want to bring kids into it. Because when you bring kids into it, I'm not saying because you have a child, you can't get out of a situation. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is sometimes it does make it more difficult. Because a lot of times people are like, I want to make my family work. And that's what causes you to stay longer. I don't want my child to grow up without a 2-parent household and this and that. But would you rather your child grow up without a 2-parent household, or would you rather your child grow up in a toxic household? You see what I'm saying? So you have to identify that. Another thing I want to pinpoint, and this is not just for men, this could be for if you're in a relationship with a woman. It could be for anything. A lot of people can sometimes be undiagnosed narcissists. A lot of people are undiagnosed narcissists. Sometimes it comes from the fact that they might have grew up with a narcissist and caught on to their characteristics. But if sometimes you can pinpoint, narcissists like to manipulate, and they like to turn the picture and make you feel guilty for something that they did. So when you wake up and realize that, like, why am I feeling bad? But he the one that started it, but then he turned it around, or she turned it around, she turned it around on me and made me feel bad. Yeah, reverse psychology. And a lot of people, like I said, are undiagnosed narcissists. And they don't realize that. Another thing, some signs don't get along together. Now, if you're in the zodiac or if you're not, okay? Let me tell you something. It's not something that I'm totally into either. I don't go up to somebody and be like, hey, what's your zodiac sign? I'm too grown for that. I'm not doing that. Like, if that's something that come up later on, okay. But first off, I'm just trying to get to know you as a person and see who you are and what your values are. But I will say this, from dealing with a specific zodiac sign for a long time. Everything that they said about that sign was correct. Everything that I dealt with that sign was correct. So a lot of the things that they do say do be true. I just want to throw that out there. And sometimes certain people just don't interact well. You ever heard people say, we was in a relationship, but it just didn't work out? We didn't leave on bad terms, it just didn't work out. That's because y'all not compatible. And that's okay. Sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes it's not compatible with somebody. Okay? And that goes back into my thing of toxic relationships. Sometimes it is not. You want peace in your life. You want to be with somebody that treats you like a queen and treats you like a princess and all of that. And that's what you deserve to have. I'm old fashioned. I believe the man is supposed to have chivalry. He's supposed to open your door. He's supposed to pump your gas.
Have guidance.
He's supposed to put you in that femininity and that softness to where you feel like you can be led. Cause let's talk about that. A lot of men like to say, women so masculine, why you so hard?
Mm-hmm.
The right man is going to allow you, or it's going to come naturally. You're going to naturally adapt to that femininity. You're going to fall into it. Not saying he tell you what to do, when to eat and all that. I'm not saying no stuff like that. I'm just saying in a as a man leading, and taking that initiative and that control and that load off you for you to be in your femininity and be a woman.
Yeah.
And be that nurturer and be that caregiver, especially if he wants you to have his children. That's something he should definitely be doing before that even happens. Because, so you can fully go into that as you want. And you can still have your career and do all that. One thing about me, I'm very independent, and I believe that every woman should have something for themselves outside of their relationship. Something that they're passionate about. If you like making quilts, do that. If you like making t-shirts, if you like doing whatever, something that you have just for yourself that you can hold on to. Mm-hmm. Outside of your relationship, outside of your kids, outside of all of that, just for you, definitely. So that's why I say that's important. But yes, the right man will put you in that position. The wrong one won't. And it's up to you to identify that. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, the dating pool sucks. It's not good out here right now. It's not, especially if you live in Atlanta. It's terrible. Okay, I don't know where anybody watching this may live, but if you're in Atlanta, it's bad. And if I'm being honest with you, I would advise anybody that lives in Atlanta, you need to do a background check. You need to do a full 9 on somebody. Because these people out here lying and they crazy and they living secret lives. You better believe it.
I feel like...
Know that when you see that first ounce of toxicity, run away. Don't stay. Don't think you're crazy for how you're feeling. A woman's intuition is one of the strongest things on this earth. We naturally have it within us. If you feel it and you feel something's wrong, distance yourself. Like Yakira said, start to distance yourself. Okay? He gonna do everything he can to come back. Hell, it might be 2-3 years later and they're still on your phone. He's still texting you. Still trying. You might have to change your fucking number. Depending on who it is. You might have to get a restraining order. Depending on who it is. But the point is to identify it and walk away. And that's what I'm gonna say.
And just to piggyback off exactly what she said, let me not get me wrong, this also goes for our gentlemen out there as well. Fellas, if you feel the same way as in a female,
because women can be wrong too.
We surely can. There are some that are out there, and this is just not for all the females or the ladies, I feel like a lot of time we always shine a light on the female or the ladies, and never believe, or I could say never assume that guys go through the same thing as women go through with guys. So fellas, take notes. If this fits you, if the shoe fit, wear it. Like, it's the same thing, I'm equal on both sides. It's not like, oh, I'm more towards the women's side, or I do. I'm more towards the women's side, or like I'm more towards the guy side. I'm equal. Every time my friend comes to me or a situation comes to me, I'm always going to be 50-50. I'm always going to be mutual. Like, I'm not picking no side, because right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't just give people what they want to hear all the time, because that can lead them in the wrong direction.
And that can stall growth.
That surely can. So, fellas, if you're out there and you're going through a lot, take this advice and leave. Because there are women that are out there that exactly like men, you know? That's all I had to say on that. My next question will be how to get over a breakup, because I feel like a lot of people don't initially know what to do. And my first heartbreak was when I was 17, 18, I believe. So I feel like once you have experienced it, it's easy for you to tell how to get over a breakup, because everything that you did. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're struggling to get over a breakup, tips and things I feel like is needed for you guys is, one, you do have to block them, regardless if y'all ended on bad terms, regardless if y'all ended on good terms, because every breakup is not bad. Some breakups can be mutual, but even though it is mutual, you still have feelings for that person. Feelings just don't go away overnight. It just don't happen. So one thing I will say is you do have to block people, regardless if it's for the good or the bad. But you don't want to consistently keep seeing them popping up, or what are they doing, or let me go check and see what they doing, or you're never going to get over the breakup. You're never going to get over, your feelings are never going to go away. It's going to always be there. Some attachment is still going to always be there. You have to block that person for your sake, for you to be able to move on, for you to be able to get over that person. Next thing is, like I said before, no contact. Now, it can't wait in different situations, because some people that has a mutual agreement, they like to stay friends. Cool. If y'all feel like y'all can stay friends, cool. But 9 times out of 10, friends never works. It's always we be friends for a day or two, and then we're back in the situation that we're in. Friends does not work. And I hate when guys always be like, yeah, let's just be friends. No, it's no friends. Once we're breaking up, we're broken up. There's nothing else to be in between there. It's not like a breaking point. It's not like let's take a break and then, no. Friends never work. So, like I said, to each his own. If the agreement was mutual, then okay, cool. Because some people can be cool with their ex. I give them props for that. Me? Friends is out of the window. No. So yes, block, not to be friends, and move on with your life. Do the things that you didn't do when you was in a relationship, because sometimes people can lose themselves when they're in a relationship. That's why when you're in a relationship, you also still has to work on yourself independently, if that makes sense, not with your partner. So do things that you didn't do when you was in a relationship. If you felt like you was losing yourself, or if you felt like you couldn't do this and that because you was with this person for so long and this person didn't like when you did this, go do it. Go be yourself. Go explore. Go do different things. Try different things that you didn't do when you was in the relationship. Make yourself feel good again, you know. Once you have blocked, unfriend, and start doing you will start feeling better. Trust me, the breakup will get easier. It will get easier by the day. It will get easier. The things that I did to ease my mind was to like listen to music. I did used to sleep. Not gonna say like you're not gonna cry. You do have to cry it out. Once you cry it out though, that's it. It's time for you to boss up. It's time for you to go live your life, because is he over there crying? Is he over there hurt? No. He probably out at a party. And you in the house crying.
Trying to find a needs beach.
Yes. So, like I said, give yourself grace, cry it out. After that, it's time to move on. It's time to boss back up. Breakups can be hard, especially heartbreaks. And coming from somebody that went through their heartbreak, ever since I went through my first heartbreak, I never been heartbroken like again. Like, I know it's crazy to say, but I have never been heartbroken again. It builds you up to like a different type of person. Like, you're more stronger. You know what you can take on, you know what you can't take on. You know what you're willing to deal with, you know what you're not willing to deal with. Like, heartbreak is something I feel like everybody needs to go through. Not to try to wish that on people, but it just builds you up more, make you stronger than what you were before. And yeah, and just boss up in all type of ways that you can. Never look back, even if, like I say, years later and y'all do decide to unblock each other. It don't have to be no type of spark or no conversation to be brought up. I feel like, still move on with your life.
Heartbreak is something that you will go through, okay? No matter how much you try to avoid it, you know, even if you don't date in your teen years and you wait to date till you into, it's something you're gonna go through. And it's one of the hardest things that you can go through. For the younger girls that may be experiencing it, I've been through it multiple times. It's one of the hardest things you can go through, okay? But once you go through it and you make it out, and like I said, we saying, you know, oh yeah, you're gonna go through it, you're gonna be okay. But to somebody that's actually going through it, it don't sound that you like, I ain't studying what they talking about.
Yeah.
Because you going through it, so you feel it. You see what I'm saying? We've been through it, so we know the other side. You don't know the other side yet. You don't know who the person is that's gonna come out on the other side yet. So I say that to say, you know, you're gonna have people be like, oh, don't be stressing over that nigga, don't be doing that, and he ain't worth it, or she ain't worth it, and this and that. But to you, it's different because you knew the person. You was with this person. You might have been intimate with this person. It was a lot of different factors that happened. So it's different for you versus somebody that's looking from the outside in. Okay. So don't feel wrong for your feelings.
Yeah.
If you need time to process, and you need that day to cry, and you need that day to lay in the bed all day and eat ice cream and watch romance movies and heartbreak movies and watch The Notebook all day on rerun, if that's what you need to do, then do it. You gotta do what you gotta do for you. Everybody goes through heartbreak different. You got some people go through heartbreak and the first thing they thinking, okay, you know, I say the quickest way to get over heartbreak is to get under somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You got some people that do that. You got some people that's like, no, I can't get over this person. I'm still looking at old pictures and
that's
all
not
this.
good.
And that's not good either.
I've done that before too.
That's not good either, because you still have those emotions built up. So if you have done that, hey, that's okay. We live and learn. We're not perfect. We're human beings. We're gonna make mistakes, but just know next time not to. And I will hope there's no next time. Hopefully, I would want everybody to find their soulmate. If I could determine it, if I could talk to God, I would say, God, can you make sure everybody is born with their soulmate? And they grow up together and they get married and everybody born with their soulmate. If I could have it like that, be that way, I would. But it's not designed that way. He didn't want it to be that way. You have to go through heartbreak. When you go through heartbreak, it makes you value that next love. You find so much more. Also, when you go through heartbreak, you can key point what might have been wrong before, what you need to look out for the next time in the next person. Another thing is it makes you stronger. It makes you wiser. A lot of times I would say, you know, when I would go through things, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through this. I feel this way. And when you start looking at things in a different perspective, you see them differently. I start looking at it in a way of what I'm going through. One day, it might be another girl crying and going through something, and I can help her because of my experience and what I went through and my heartbreak. It might be my daughter one day that's going through something, and I can tell her immediately what's the red flags and what's the signs.
Yeah.
And your mama been through this, so I know how to pull you through. All of that, right? When you look at things in a different perspective, it's a reason why God takes you through things. Whether that reason shows up 5-10 years down the line, it's gonna show up eventually. You don't go through nothing for no reason. Okay? And sometimes you have to kiss a couple frogs before you meet your prince. You do. And that's okay. Because you're young, you're learning, you're exploring. But some of these dudes, I'm going to tell y'all, don't take them too seriously. Because if you do, you're going to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with being intimate with someone. Be careful who you give your body to. I want to say this because it's something that I seen on social media recently. And I just want to do a PSA, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
I want to do a PSA of health awareness. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. There has been a lot of cases of HIV recently in Atlanta. Now, I don't know, everybody watching this may not be in Atlanta. I get that. If you are in Atlanta, though, we live close to Atlanta. We live in Georgia. Around that area, there has been a lot of reported cases. I say that to say it is not worth your health sometimes to go that extra mile with some of these people. Because it's going to give you heartache. Because as much as a woman may say, oh, I'm not going to get attached to him, and some women may not get, you know. Yeah, I'm not saying some women may not get. Every woman is different. I know, speaking for me, I'm a woman, I do get attached. So I can't do that. I can't be out here like that. Because for me, I'm a like, when I'm gonna be like, okay, when we get married, like you know what I'm saying? Because that's something serious for me, as it should be, because it's a part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a soul exchange. I truly believe that as well. But I say that to stay safe out here. It's a lot of cases that's being reported, and it's cases being reported every day, and the same. And I'm not saying that you can't, if you choose to date somebody that may have contracted HIV. I'm not saying that isn't something that you should not do. You should, if that's somebody that you want to pursue and be with, and y'all can be safe and have that conversation and be responsible adults, that's what matters. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying this for the women that are just, that are out here, that are maybe talking to multiple people. Just be safe. Be safe. That's all I want you to do. I never tell nobody how to live their life, ever. I never judge anyone, ever. It's not my place to judge. Don't judge nobody. As a human being, I am a mere human being. That's all I am. Created by God. It is God's final judgment, not mine. So, you have the say-so over your life. All I'm telling you is to be safe. Because this was a recent thing that I said. If you're on TikTok, it's a recent thing I seen on TikTok. I can't remember the creator's name. It was just a video I scrolled past, and it was something that I have been hearing, especially if you live in like the DeKalb County area as well. It's something I've been hearing, and cases are rising. It stretches out, like they had like the top 10 counties, and it was going from like Savannah all the way up to like Atlanta. So all of those places are affected by it. I just want y'all to be safe. There's things out there like PrEP and other different things that you can take to prevent it from happening prior on to. But for my girls and my gals, this is for everybody. Please be safe. Be safe. Because these people out here, they do not disclose their status all the time. And I know that may sound bad. And they're like, why would somebody do that to someone? Why would somebody do that to someone? Why would somebody not be honest? But a lot of times people don't like living in their truth, and it's hard to, sometimes for some people, it's hard to accept something like that. So they choose not to tell people. Okay. And I'm not saying that someone can't be undetectable, but I am saying that, if you are meeting someone, okay, and you want to take it to the next level, ask for their my chart. There's nothing wrong with asking for that.
Or hey, go to the doctor.
Or you can go to an
appointment.
Yeah, it's a lot of couples that do that. If this is somebody, especially if this is somebody that you are gonna be with, whether it be casually in a relationship, whatever, frequently, go to the doctor together. You know what I'm saying? And if that person is a mature person and they're like, yeah, okay, let's do it. and they have nothing to hide, why not? You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor together with this person, where you can just ask for their mind chart. A lot of times I know that can be tricky because people can fake things and fake test results.
Yeah. That's why it's best to go with them.
Go with them.
Let me go. Let's take a couple's doctor's appointment to go see for both of ours. It don't just always have to necessarily be the male.
Yep.
The female too as well.
And that's something I've even said for myself that I'm going to do in my next relationship. I want us to both go together. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I feel like the next person that I meet is going to be somebody that I never knew before. So in that case, you know, I just want to be sure. Just double check. Make sure we're both good. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not saying anything about you. A lot of times people get offended because they feel like it's you're calling them dirty. That's not what that means. It's just, especially if you're willing to get tested too. It's not what that means. It just means that we're both making the conscious decision to be responsible adults and make sure that we are both clear before we engage in the next act. Especially if y'all are just like meeting each other and y'all don't know that much about each other or anything like that. So I know I kind of like went off on topic into that, but that is something really important. That's something I just wanted to give a PSA to, especially to the younger girls out here. It is a situation and it is serious and it's not something to play with. So just be aware, be on your P's and Q's, and you know, if someone does disclose their status to you and they are positive, if you choose to still date that person, that's your decision. That doesn't what it's about is everybody being honest and disclosing their status honestly and moving forward in that way. That's what it's about.
Yes.
And to get back onto the topic of heartbreak, that goes into, I know sometimes heartbreak, and the reason why I brought that up is because I know sometimes in heartbreak you can be like, oh, I'm gonna get under the next person. That's why I brought that up, because sometimes you do have to be careful with these men out here. Okay, so just keep that in mind and love yourself. Okay, that's the key, because when you go through heartbreak, you gonna feel like you ain't enough. Why he didn't want me? You know, if he was the one that ended it. If you was the one that ended it, hey, even that means you I guess you ain't got. If you the one that ended it, you might still feel some type of way, but you probably ain't gonna be like, you still be like, I'm that bitch, like, you know. But if he was the one that ended it, you know, you might feel like, you know, same thing for the men. You know, if she was the one that ended it, you might feel the same way about yourself, and vice versa. Like, this is for any relationship, like female, male, 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 female, female, any relationship. I don't care what it is. Anybody that you choose to be a partner with, you know, it's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? And like Yakira said, don't stay under that hole too long. Get out. Remember remember who you are. Cause it's real easy to lose yourself, right?
It is.
And you look in the mirror, you like, I don't even recognize this person. Who is this person? You might have put on a little weight. I can speak from experience. Girl, I put on a lot of weight.
Me too.
I put on a lot of weight.
Stress weight.
I stand 5 feet tall.
Stress weight is something serious.
Stress weight.
Especially
and people
if you
don't
don't
realize
know.
stress sometimes can make you carry weight in your gut. You hold emotion in your stomach. When people are like, why am I? You ever been real anxious about something or been real scared, and you be like, oh my God, I gotta go to the restroom.
Yeah.
It's because you hold emotion in your stomach. When you let that go and you be at peace, baby, your stomach be flat. T. Up for y'all or nothing. It look good. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I done got to that place of self-love with myself. Period. I've lost weight. Our last trip together to Houston, I was bathing suit on. You know, when I couldn't button my shorts up. I wore them unbuttoned like a style. But I didn't intend for it to be a style. I just had to wear it like that.
Bro, this is bad.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
so
what you're saying.
It's like and it wasn't because I allowed myself to get like that over heartbreak. This started a long time ago. This started when I was in the toxicity. I was eating.
But not to just even like beat yourself up about it because
Yeah.
it was something unaware, like you
and
didn't
you have to
know.
love yourself in every version of who you are.
You do.
You have to love yourself in every, because weight can be lost and weight can be gained. It can be lost and gained back again.
You do. Because a heartbreak can also make you feel
Yeah.
like, am I good enough for this person?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is
And
it
when you-
because I'm not thick? Is
Yeah.
it because I'm too skinny? Is it because heartbreak can make you go through a lot of different things, or breakups can make you go through a lot of different things
Yeah.
without you even knowing, without you even trying to do it. So
Now, personally, from my situation, I walked away. But this was after years, like I told y'all before. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because I've let it go. It's in my past now. It's not a part of my life anymore. But in that time, I did allow myself to gain weight because I got comfortable.
yeah.
Like, oh, he want me. I ain't worried about nobody else wanting me. I ain't worried about nobody. I ain't looking at nobody else. And before you know it, you blow up like a whale fish. And if you like me, you like to eat. I like to eat. I ain't gonna say anything like I know. I got big people on both sides of my family. I like to eat. I do. I like to eat. So it's easy for me to gain weight. I know it is. But now I'm on a journey of self-reflection and healing. I'm not perfect. It's times I still have me a donut. She'll tell you. I still have me a cookie. I've been through this. What I've been through with this girl, I've been through her heartbreak. She been through my heartbreak. We both seen each other at our worst.
We did. We honestly did. That's crazy.
When we came into each other, mind you, I've been knowing her. Mind you, I've been knowing her 5 years.
2018.
2018, 5, 6. I can't keep up. You know, after a certain amount of years, you know, you just kind of like, it blend in.
Yeah.
I've been knowing her a long time. Let's say that. And then
I feel
after
like
a while,
around like 2021, 2022 is when we both was going through what we was going through. We was experiencing the same thing.
God put each other. He put us together.
Mm-hmm.
So we worked at the same place for a while. We didn't even see each other. And then eventually we see each other. And then over time, our relationship and our friendship just grew closer.
And closer and closer.
And closer and closer and closer. And it was never nothing that was rushed on each of our parts. It was never nothing forced. It just naturally happened. And he put us in each other's lives at the right time when we were both going through transitions in our womanhood and going through different things with people.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to help each other because our situations were similar. It was so crazy, too, like how similar they were.
They almost could be brothers.
Like, for real, it was so similar. And I said, God put me in her.
Crazy.
God put me in her life, and he put her in my life for a reason. Because we were both going through the same thing. She went through her thing before me. And then when it was time for me to finally walk away, she helped me. Because by that time, she had already walked away. So she was able to help me be like, you need to just block him. Leave it alone. Don't worry about it. And for so long, I'd be like, wait, I don't know why I could never block somebody. I just feel like I was a bad person. And now you... Now, Kira is... She don't... excuse my language. She don't give a fuck.
I don't, babe. Once I'm over it,
she don't care.
Like,
so one thing I learned, one thing she taught me, and I'm not saying this is a good thing.
It is.
Because it's a good thing for me because I'm a very caring person. And sometimes I care too much. She's taught me not to care sometimes about things that I don't need to care about and things that don't benefit me.
Yeah, like once it's out of your control, what is there to keep caring about?
What is there to keep caring about? And she would help me. She helped me transition through that. When she
was tough, but coming from experience, like I said,
yeah,
I have dated multiple people in my life. Not saying it actually went somewhere, but that the person that she was with was her first, so it was more easier for me on my end to just be like, oh girl, fuck him. Yeah. Girl, leave him. But at the end of the day, I had to take in her feelings and how she was feeling, because this is her first. She never been through what I went through. She wasn't there to experience the people that I have dated or the people that I were with, to be able to just be like, okay, yeah, it's easy for me to just walk away.
Yeah.
So it was me trying to tell her and trying to show her that, like, when I tell you it's a cycle, it's literally a cycle. And sometimes you be feeling like you don't want to walk away, or sometimes you feel like, because that's the only person that I knew all my life, like, it's nothing else out there for me. I had to let her know that it is.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's going to be somebody next door. I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of a, like, a trying to tell her, rather like, this what you need to do, and you just gonna have to listen. Like, it
right,
was more
because at the time,
like,
that wouldn't have helped.
Yeah. You know, they always say when you push people away, like, not push people away, what I'm trying to say, when you be so invested in other people's business and telling them something that they shouldn't be doing, it pushed them closer to that person. So, and I did have that mindset, like me telling LaDeja, okay, you should just block him, you should just do this. I'm like, okay, I have to eventually stop telling her that, because that's going to make her not want to block her. Like, that's going to make her keep getting closer and closer to him. Like, it's going to make her feel like, oh, if I block him, I'm doing something wrong. Or if she's telling me not to talk to him, I'm going to keep talking to him. Like,
it was, and she was patient. She was. Whenever I had my frustrations or my difficulties, she listened. You know, and vice versa. And vice versa.
Let me talk to him.
And vice versa. You know, I was the same with her. You know, listening to her frustrations or the things she might have needed to vent about. You know, and when I was there for her. When I needed her, she was there for me. So it was there, and I knew it was over like a long time
There's
before.
some things you just don't be wanting to believe.
I knew it was over. Yeah, you just don't want to believe it. Like she said, you don't want to believe it, you know. And if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have got out as quick as I did. I'm not even bullshitting y'all. I'm so serious. Like, I probably wouldn't got out quick. I would have eventually did, but Yakira was the one that was like, girl, block him, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? And this was valid. She was saying this valid, like, because it was literally draining me.
But in the
she could see
beginning,
it.
She didn't understand. It was just like, okay.
And it was draining me, and she could see it. Like, bro, for so long, I neglected myself. When you start seeing, like, when somebody is not really taking care of themselves. Neglecting yourself, not doing the things that you need to do for yourself. When I let him go, right, and by that time, we were already, like, even closer. I started doing things for myself, becoming a different version. Don't get me wrong. I still, like, I'll always be a little cheap. I'm a little cheap.
Oh, girl, shit. Everybody a little cheap when it comes to something.
I'm a little cheap now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I like me a little deal. If it ain't no deal, sometimes I be like, She done open me up a little bit more, put me onto, like, things, like, you know, especially with, like, shoes and stuff like that. Like, doing the thing. Like, sometimes, like, when we would go, sometimes we go to the mall.
Like, self-care.
Self-care.
Like, you can't.
It's not always about spending money. I think that's what people get misconstrued. When you are doing self-care, it's not always about, oh, I'm spending money.
Yeah.
You got to get that out your head. You got to think about, okay, this money going to get spent another way or other, whether it be in the fucking grocery store, whether it be bills, you buying food throughout the week, whatever else, this money gonna get spent some type of way. Why not spend it on yourself and make you feel good?
Yeah.
You only get one life. Why not live it?
I believe in self-care is mandatory, regardless if it's you pampering yourself at your house, because you know some people buy the stuff.
And I had to learn that.
Is whether you going to the park for a walk, things that you don't consider doing in your daily day or your monthly, do it.
Mm-hmm. And this is not, self-care isn't always something that, oh, this is not, It could just be one time out the month
Mm-hmm.
that you carve for yourself. One time out the month, I'm gonna go get my nails done. It could be a multiple. Some people don't like getting their nails done. Some people do their nails at home. That's fine. One time out the month, I'm gonna
go get a massage.
I'm gonna go get a massage. One time out the month, I'm gonna go get a facial. This your girl right here.
I'm gonna go to the spa.
This your girl right here.
Yeah.
For facials. You see
something relaxing.
You look, if I could turn the camera on, this is her setup. One time out the month, you go get you a facial.
It don't hurt.
This your person. She do a great job.
Yeah.
You feel like a new person. One time out the month, I go get a facial. One time out the month, I'm gonna go buy me a nice dress. Cause I like dresses and I wanna keep up on my dress collection. Or you know what, or switch it up every month. This month, I'm gonna go get that pair of shoes.
On my kid.
Yeah.
We always get caught up in doing something that we forget to do what we do for ourselves. It's easy to take time out today.
Yeah.
Let me go get a foot massage. Let me go get a back massage. Let me go get my lashes done. Let me go get my hair done for one. Yeah. Let me just go to the Dominicans and go get a blowout. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me cook for myself tonight. Let me go buy me some food and let me actually cook.
And offers a multitude of other esthetician services.
We got to toast to that. I don't even think we got to toast to that.
I myself is an entrepreneur as well. I've partnered with a company that offers a variety of different products, skincare products, which also benefits her as well. Skincare products, health and wellness, all types of things. And we're even in the talks of doing a collaboration together that benefits both of us. Something that 5 months ago I would have never knew we was having that conversation.
Yeah.
You could have not told me 5 months ago we would have had a conversation about
Actually, I feel like the conversation started when we was in Houston.
It did. I might have been a little
Little usual.
But
you was speaking facts.
I was speaking though. It was,
yes.
and I'm not, and this is no BS. I was speaking. That was really in my mind, and I remember everything I said because that was something coming from my heart. It's just when you get, sometimes things just flow out a little bit differently. But it was really something that I really was serious about, marketing and taking things into consideration. Like, I want her to grow. I want me to grow. I want both of us to grow. I see us both building something that's beyond than what we can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be next door neighbors with my best friend. Like, she got her mansion, I got mine.
Mm-hmm. Both entrepreneurs.
I'm walking out on my balcony. I'm walking on my balcony. She walking out on hers. And we next to each other. That's what I want. And we both creating generational wealth for our family.
I feel like when you manifest, it happens. You go through the process.
And that's another thing.
And you live
and this is why I said God brought her in my life. I'm not trying to get emotional with y'all or nothing. I'm not trying to get emotional with y'all or nothing. But God brought her in my life for a reason. She's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. The reason that I was able to fully step into my entrepreneur spirit is because of her. She is my motivation. Y'all don't realize the things that I see her do, the steps I see her take, even when we getting on social media more, making different pages.
Yes.
Being on
because at first she was not a social media girly. That's why y'all probably haven't seen her for real. Because I've been doing YouTube since February.
Yeah.
And I think the only time you was in my video for real was when we went to Houston.
Yeah.
But that's around the time when you had started getting on social media, but you really wasn't into it.
Yeah. And reflecting back, I said a year ago, I wasn't nowhere near what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. And it made me excited because I said a year from now, where am I going to be even more? Like a year ago, back in September, you couldn't have told me I would have been on social media, got 3 different pages I'm running, this and that, trying to be a content. You wouldn't have told me that. Mm-mm. Like, I would have been like, man, what? I'm not doing that shit.
Because it honestly...
Things are, but technology is overpowering.
And I feel like it's only going to get worse. So we don't know.
So you want to build something for your, whether it be, even if you don't have kids right now, your future kids.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you never want to have kids, this could just be for your family in general. This could be for your little cousin, for your little brother, your siblings in general. Something that y'all could have as a family business.
Yes.
Find a way to find that common ground and just tap into that. Because it's really important. And I say that to say that, sometimes you may get fortunate. Like, we both have each other. You might get fortunate to have a person like that who's also entrepreneur minded. We both are. We both have visions for ourselves. And when we both get to that point of, and I always say when, you gotta manifest.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say if.
If.
It's like, you know what, when I get that private jet, you know, when I get that mansion, you know what, in the next 5 years, when I had that $1 million in my bank account, you gotta speak it like that. The power of the tongue is real. Let me tell y'all something. It's some things that I have said out my mouth, and I've been like, I said that, and that shit.
And it happened. It happened. Like,
it happened.
Y'all.
You have to believe that what you say.
You be living in what you pray for. What
you be
ask
living
for.
in it. And just because you, okay, I'll tell you, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire. That don't mean it's gonna happen tomorrow. Come on now. If it was that easy, it wouldn't be worth having.
Yeah.
It just means that you speaking it already, and it's going to happen eventually, and God is going to take you through a series of steps, because he has to make sure that before I give you this and I put this in the presence of your life, I have to make sure that you are able to fully receive it. And before you receive it, I have to make sure that you are the person that I want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be the person that I want you to grow into, and the person that I truly know that you can be before I put this into your lap. It took me a long time to truly tap into my entrepreneurial spirit. It was always there. I had to tap into it.
And
but what would
I feel like that's why I was always pushing.
Yeah. But what would I always tell people? Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Finally, I am, right? I'm an entrepreneur. That's what I am.
You are doing what you pray for, what you ask for, and what you said
and
you wanted to do.
And that's why I say we are in each other's life for a reason, because she the reason why I left out the situation that I was in. I told y'all 4 months ago I didn't see myself in this position. Hell, 2 months ago I didn't see myself in this position. And
you also want to live for yourself. You also want to experience things that you didn't experience as a kid.
Yes.
Or you may have that one friend that has it all.
Yep.
And it's like, but damn, I didn't have that when I was growing up. I had to work for it.
Yep. And that has to be your drive to leaving what is not good for you.
Yeah, we got off topic a little bit. So.
Yeah, sorry y'all, but it still was a good. Yeah. It still was a good thing, because we talked about some good things that needed to be said, but
going back into everyday life,
going back into things that's not good for you, leaving things that's not good for you. Sometimes it's not easy for everybody. Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes people just get fortunate. I get fortunate. Okay, I get fortunate. I have a great support system. I have great parents. I was able to save my money. Okay, boom. I could wipe clean slate.
Everybody may not be able to do that.
Everybody may not be able to do that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. If you have to hold on to what you hate for a little while longer, that's okay. But be building something underneath that. Even if it means experience. And this is kind of ties into what I was saying earlier. Having a savings, possibly having a high yield savings account. What's the difference? Savings account, high yield savings account. Most savings accounts only give you like that 0.01% on interest on what you have in there, right? It's not giving you much money back. Versus the high yield, something that you can invest in. Of course, it doesn't. So most of the time, it requires more money to be put into it. But if you have it and if you can save it up, put it in there, because it does triple back a lot quicker than a typical savings account would. Next thing I would say would definitely be a credit card. Okay, start your credit early. If I could have started my credit at 20 and 21, I would have. Okay, when my auntie told me, she was like, get you a credit card. I probably be like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Just be that risk of like, everybody feels like they don't need credit.
They think that, or they think like,
you know, I'm good, I can find some other way to bill it.
Yeah.
When really, in reality, you can't.
Or they think that, well, if I get a credit card, am I gonna be responsible with it?
Yes.
You know, you have to have that trust within yourself. Building that now. But what I'm saying
okay.
is,
It's never too late.
It's never too late. That's why I said earlier, it's never too late. But the point is to make the conscious decisions now, to put yourself in a place where you can be like financially secure, so that, you know, no man or anybody could ever tell you like, hey, you know, I'm walking away. Okay, but you're still good though.
Yes,
that's what matters. You're still good. You're still protected. You're still where you need to be. That's what matters ultimately. I feel like, and I feel like there's other things too. Like before 25, I feel like I spoke on self-love. I spoke on giving yourself grace. A lot of these things is coming from like my personal experiences too. So,
yeah, it's just so much.
If you like to drive, if that's something that you do, have a car. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. If it's something like you do, have a car.
Mm-hmm.
You have a car, that's a part of your freedom. You know, if it's something that you're working towards, keep working towards it. You're gonna get there. Yeah, just little things like that. It's the little things that matter. Like, you don't gotta have it all figured out in one doggone day. It's about what you do every day. The little things that you do every day that's gonna eventually add up. So and you're gonna thank yourself 10 years later, like, oh my God, I'm so glad when I was 21, I did that, and you know, I did that for myself, and now I'm reaping the benefit from it. You know, so that's what matters. Definitely.
All right, guys, so that will be the end of this video. Comment down below or DM me if you guys feel like we should do a part 2 of just advice or questions that you guys want to know. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and follow my friend on Instagram or TikTok. I say your TikTok, Instagram.
Oh, my Instagram is at its_Deja's World, all lowercase. I'll say that again, at its_Deja's World. And my TikTok is basically focused on like my quotes page. I do quotes, everyday quotes, just to uplift spirits and keep the motivation up, because I believe in that, and that's something important, not just for myself but others. So I like to keep the positive energy going within everybody. So my quotes page is quotes by Dej. That would be spelled QVOTES by BY Dej, DEJ. Okay, that's my Instagram and my TikTok handle. So you can find me on there. And same thing with, like I said, again with Instagram. My main page, Instagram, is different. But yeah, you can follow me on both of those accounts and keep up, and I'll be posting more. So more to see. I'm trying to get into reels more.
All right, and like I said, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.